Alright, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Baik, hari ini kita akan teruskan lecture kita. Saya harap semua boleh tengok kualiti dan pencemaran udara atau tajuk yang akan kita bincangkan pada kuliah hari ini adalah structure and composition of air atmosphere. Okay, is an continuity from what we already learned before. Now today we are going to discuss about the structure of the atmosphere. Okay, the atmosphere that we live. Okay, we go. Okay, what is the environment? So environment includes, as I mentioned before, includes a living and non-living organism in the world, in the earth. So the non-living component are land, water and air. The living components are germs, plants, animals and people. So we can see, as I mentioned, the earth, we have a lot of variables here comprised of land, water and air. That is an environment. And living component are germs, plant, okay, trees, animals and people. So four major subsystem: land, water, living things or air. This is what we call, what is the environment means. It's very broad, it's very wide range of definition of air and environment. So these four subsystems are called sphere. So these four, land, water, living things and air, we call these four systems are called spheres. So what means by sphere? This is what we are going to learn today. Okay. So sphere means it covers lithosphere, land, hydrosphere, water, biosphere, living things, and atmosphere is air. Air is earth atmosphere. So we see this video first. Okey, kita baru saja melihat sebentar tadi, ya, slide, video yang ditayangkan menerangkan tentang alam ini, ya. We just watch the video about the earth and environment, and also the earth and compared to the sun in terms of the size, in terms of the distance. It's very very huge and very large area, and very this is like open space. Okay, so this topic is quite broad, but we are going to focus on air only. Alright, so okay, let's move on. Okay, what is actually the atmosphere? So the atmosphere actually is the blanket of gases which surrounds Earth. Okay, surround Earth. So we have Earth. The atmosphere is the blanket of gases. It comprises of gases. It blanket with the particles and a lot of things. Okay, it is held near the surface of the planet by Earth gravitational attraction. So it's contained. Without the atmosphere, actually there could be no life on Earth. Okay, tak ada kehidupan kalau tidak ada udara ni, lapisan udara ini. So this knowledge or this area is very important, whereby contain the air we breathe. Okay, sedar tak sedar ada udara yang kita bernafas, bukan hanya kita, seluruh manusia, haiwan dan tumbuh-tumbuhan. Okay, contain the air we breathe and protect life from harmful radiation from the sun. Okay, the atmosphere also is like a protection. Okay, protection to protect harmful of the sun. Cahaya matahari itu juga ada mengandungi kadang-kadang bahan-bahan yang agak membahaya kepada kehidupan kita, diri kita. Jadi atmosfer, lapisan atmosfer ini membantu untuk mengelakkan, mengurangkan harmful ataupun kesan-kesan daripada cahaya matahari. Helps keep the planet heat from sun from escape back to the space. Juga protect the heat, udara, haba-haba panas daripada permukaan bumi ini kepada ruang udara seterusnya. And is a major element of water cycle. Okay, water cycle, hujan. Okay, kitaran kita kata kitaran air hujan yang turun ke bumi, ke tasik, ke laut, kemudian dia evaporate, naik semula ke udara, awan menjadi tetes-tetesan dan dia evaporate dan dia turun semula sebagai hujan. That's the cycle of water cycle is very important, kerana isu air juga pada masa ini sangat penting, dan didapati juga air menjadi isu di mana air juga tercemar. Selain pada udara, air juga tercemar, dan kadang-kadang pencemaran air juga adalah disebabkan oleh tercemarnya udara itu sendiri. Okay? Keeps the climate on Earth moderate compared to the other planets. Okay, kita nak supaya kita punya bumi ini sehat, baik, dan supaya selamat untuk dihuni oleh manusia. So how high is the atmosphere actually? No defined top, tak ada. The atmosphere is below 100 km, where the occur is lowest is 11 km. Dia tinggi atmosphere ni. Di mana lebih 99% below 100 km upper. Okay, thickness of atmosphere. Vertical structure of atmosphere. Now kita tengok vertical structure of udara yang kita di atas kita ni apa sebenarnya. Okay, jadi cuba kita tengok layer of atmosphere. First we need to know about the layers. Dia ada lapisan-lapisan, lapisan-lapisan. Okay, the most the what we call the troposphere is the lower layer, di mana kita hidup. Kemudian stratospheric, mesosphere and exosphere. So di situ ada kalau kita tengok macam ruler di sini, 0 to 10 km pertama, 10 km pertama naik ke atas 10 km adalah dipanggil troposphere. Kemudian stratosphere, ini di mana lapisan ozon ini berada lebih kurang 40 ke 50 km di atas, dan seterusnya. Manakala in term of temperature, sebagai contoh suhu, kalau kamu tengok bagaimana suhu itu sebenarnya semakin tinggi suhu akan menurun. Dan kamu tengok di sini ada sebagai contoh, kapal terbang biasanya akan terbang um, dalam within troposphere height, so whereby actually the aircraft flies within the cirrus, altocumulus, stratus and cumulonimbus of the cloud. Bahagian kalau kamu tengok pun, kalau kamu naik kapal terbang ni atas tinggi-tinggi, kadang-kadang sampai atas tu awan sudah di bawah kita. Awan di bawah kita kalau kamu tengok keluar. Kita akan, kapal terbang tu akan naik tinggi sampai satu tahap. Dia melepasi awan. Awan tu di bawah, dia di atas. Di atas dah tak nampak apa dah. Sebab tu kita kalau naik kapal terbang tu, kita memang tak nampak apa, tengok luar, biru je. Atau kalau siang biru, kalau malam gelap. Dia macam itu. Jadi itu kekuasaan Allah. Jadi semakin tinggi sebenarnya suhu akan semakin kurang. Suhu akan semakin kurang. Kenapa tu? Jadi itulah maknanya kesan fenomena alam. Fenomena alam. Kalau maknanya semakin tinggi, sebenarnya suhu semakin kurang. Kalau kamu naik kapal terbang, saya biasa naik kapal terbang jauh-jauh tu. Kalau dekat-dekat tak sangat. Tapi kalau jauh, pergi ke England, pergi ke Australia, pergi ke Amerika, tak akan naik tinggi. Dan tinggi tu lama. Tengok dia, kita tengok kan dekat dia punya screen TV airline tu, dia akan kata, okay, temperature outside, temperature -50, -54 degree. Suhu beku, beku, negatif. Negatif, kalau tengok sini -5, -50, negatif memang berlaku. Kalau di bumi ni -40, negatif ada juga, tapi di kutub utara, kutub selatan, ataupun dulu saya pergi Kazakhstan. Astana, Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan tu kalau suhu masa sejuk memang dia -40. -40. So naik lagi naik terus, kita naik ke pengeluaran, naik dan dia akan dekat ozon layer ataupun stratosfera, dia akan meningkat balik suhu tu, akan meningkat balik, kemudian dia akan turun. Begitulah hingga shuttle space, sampai ke shuttle punya space, bahagian ruang udara yang sangat tinggi, dipanggil thermosphere. Jadi kita tak nak detail-detail sangat about layer, tapi I just want to make sure that you know about all this layer, kan, generally about this. So the troposphere is layer closer to the surface of Earth. Okay, kita tengok detail. Nearly all life and all weather occur in this layer. Is where human live and all biological activity occurs. In this layer, the higher upper from Earth's surface you go, the colder it gets. Okay, temperature decline. Ini yang saya katakan tadi. Temperature decline as we go up due to increasing distance from sun. Warm Earth decrease as a rate of negative -6.5 per kilometer. Jadi setiap 6.5 kilometer naik, dia akan turun. Okay. Per kilometer dia akan turun, setiap 1 kilometer dia akan turun 6 darjah. Jadi nampak tak? So extend to a height of 8 to 18 kilometer depend on latitude and time of the year. Juga ada bergantung juga pada latitude dan juga masa kita tu. Manakala troposphere is the layer closer to the surface of Earth, nearly all light. Ni tadi, okay. Next. Okay. So the next is stratosphere. The temperature in this layer become warmer. The air is thinner. Jadi air tu makin nipis dia kata. And drier than in the previous layer. From 20 to 50 km from surface. So bayangkanlah okay, kita naik sampai 20 km, dia semakin sejuk. Jadi dia naik 20 ke 50 km ke atas tu, dia akan semakin panas pula. So inilah temperature increase with altitude -2 degrees Celsius because of ultraviolet absorption by ozone. So that's why ozone di sini, ozone layer tu sangat memberi kesan kepada kehidupan dunia ni, alam semesta ni. Bukan hanya dunia, dia alam semesta ni, kerana setiap because ultraviolet absorption tu, dia akan memanaskan suhu tersebut. Jadi highest temperature occur at top of stratosphere because of high efficiency ultraviolet absorption. Dia ada absorption, penyerapan itu. So stratosphere and layer above are called upper atmosphere. Boleh ikut Nanti kita akan break dan kita tengok video untuk yang menerangkan tentang layer-layer. Tapi awak dengar dulu apa penerangan saya tentang ini. Okay, next. Next, mesosphere. Okay, mesosphere. The mesosphere is the coldest layer of the atmosphere. Paling sejuk. Paling sejuk dia kata. When meteoroid from space enter our atmosphere, this is the layer in which they usually burn up. So extend to about 85 km above Earth. 85 km above. So maknanya sangat jauh lah. Above Earth. So ini panggil mesosphere. Temperature decrease with altitude to minus 90 degrees Celsius at 85 km. Coldest location in the atmosphere. Okay. Next is the thermosphere. Thermosphere ni atas sekali reach up to 600 km above the earth. Jauh sangat jauh, tak sampai lah fikiran kita. Jadi di sini formation of aurora, solar flash, temperature increase with altitude rising to over 1700 degrees Celsius. Boleh bayangkan? Macam suhu neraka apa? 1700 darjah Celsius. Here only high energy X-ray. Okay? Only high energy X-ray can penetrate into this area. So where we live? Di mana kita duduk sebenarnya? Okay? Where we live sebenarnya kita tengok which layer of the earth actually atmosphere we live in. So the atmosphere has 4 layers kita tadi. Troposphere we live in near the surface of earth. The stratosphere the houses that ozone layer. Mesosphere a colder and lowest density layer with about 0.1% of the atmosphere. And the final one, thermosphere, the top layer where the air is hot but very thin. Okay. So the troposphere is the first layer above the surface and contain half of the Earth's atmosphere. So you boleh baca the summary layer of the Earth. Okay. Okay, boleh ikut lagi Now we are going to see, I think the next will be a video about this. You can see. Okay. Okay, before that, the air we breathe in is being polluted by daily activities. So udara yang kita ni adalah sebenarnya terkesan oleh daily activities. So this activity added gases and particles to the air we breathe. Gases, particle from the motor vehicles, from the industry, from the whatever activity that we did, it affect the air pollution. So average adult breathe over 11,356 liters of air every day. Shall might be more. 11,356, sedar tak sedar. So long-term exposure to air pollution actually can cause health problem. Sebab kalau air tu, water, we just drink water not very frequent. But we breathe, kita bernafas setiap hari, setiap minit, sekurang-kurang dalam 1 minit tu 15 ke 20 kali bernafas. Cuba awak berhenti sekejap nanti, kira dalam 1 minit berapa kali awak bernafas. Cuba kira. Sekurang-kurangnya orang yang sihat 15 ke 20 ataupun 18 ke 20, 21. Kalau 24, 25 tu dia dah laju, dia dah something tak berapa sihat. Atau kalau dia perlahan sangat, dia bernafas 12 kali seminit, itu memang dah macam nazak, dah macam dah orang sakit lah kot. Okay, kita tengok video.
So, we have this special substance that floats around on Earth. Something that you cannot see, but you can feel it. You can swish your hand through it. And most importantly, it allows all of us on Earth to breathe air. We give a fancier name to this blanket of air that surrounds the Earth. We call it the atmosphere.
And much like a blanket that we snuggle under to feel nice and warm, the Earth's blanket also has a role to play in keeping the Earth's temperature in place. This blanket, the Earth's atmosphere, has many gases in it that are necessary for us to be alive. Also, something really interesting is that the part near the surface of the Earth, that's about where we are, has more air than the parts above where we're going to go. This part of the Earth, where we're floating about now, has the maximum amount of air. It's called the troposphere. It starts from the surface of the Earth till about 10 kilometers above the Earth. All the living things you see, like animals, birds and insects and even some non-living things like clouds exist in this layer. The troposphere contains 75% of all the air. As we start going higher up, the air starts to get thinner. On to the next layer of the atmosphere. Welcome to the stratosphere. It is very cold over here and there is very less oxygen. I have enough oxygen right now. Let me just turn up the temperature as well. Perfect. So, it gets very cold in this region with temperatures going below 0 degrees. This region holds something called the layer of ozone. Now, ozone is something that protects all beings on Earth from harmful UV rays of the sun. Think of an aeroplane as a cylinder filled with air and sealed tightly so that air does not leak. This way, all passengers inside have enough supply of air. Now, while planes can fly in the troposphere, pilots prefer to fly in the lower portions of the stratosphere because there is little lesser air turbulence and also no birds moving up and up and up. Some 50 kilometers above is the next layer, the mesosphere. In this region, the temperatures can go as low as minus 90 degrees Celsius. This layer goes on till about 80 kilometers above the Earth's surface. And after this layer is the final layer, the last layer called the thermosphere. Something a little weird happens over here. The temperature is going to increase in this layer as we go further upwards. You know why? It's because the air is just too thin to maintain the temperature of this layer. In fact, temperatures can go up really high, 1200 degrees Celsius. And this layer goes on and on and on and on up to about 500 kilometers above the Earth's surface. Our International Space Station is located in this layer as well. After this layer is the exosphere, which is basically outer space. There is little or absolutely no air over here. So, the 4 layers of the atmosphere are troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, and thermosphere. Easy!
If you like this video and if you want to watch more videos like these, hit like and subscribe to the channel. If you enjoy learning this way, download Byju's, the all-new and personalized learning app.
Okay. Okay ya, apa yang awak tengok tadi adalah summary summary daripada saya punya mic, okay? Adalah summary daripada perbincangan kita sebelum ni. Jadi dengan video tu tadi saya harap awak dapat macam capture balik, okay? Capture penerangan tentang level layer of atmosphere dan sebagainya di udara di langit kita. Boleh kita teruskan? Okay, seterusnya go. What is actually air pollution? A little bit. Maybe this one a bit backward, but to overview back the air pollution. So air pollution is any direct or indirect alteration of physical, thermal, chemical, biological properties of any part of the environment, which is hazardous to the ecosystem. So this is a definition given by Environmental Quality Act definition. Apa saja yang ada dalam udara yang sama ada secara fizikal, thermal, chemical dan sebagainya. Then characteristic of pollutant, it is the additional of substance at a faster rate than the environment can accommodate. Okay, pollutions are not only chemicals but also form of energy like heat, sound and radioactive rays. To be a pollutant, a material has to be potentially harmful to life. So what is air? It is the clear gas in which living things live and breathe. Kalau kita bernafas, okay? Living things live and breathe. Untuk kehidupan, semua kena bernafas, semua memerlukan udara. Okay? Jadi even air, ikan di laut pun memerlukan udara. Betul tak? Ikan dia ada paru-paru, dia ada insang paru-paru dia. Juga bernafas, dia terpaksa timbul, ambil udara, tu tenggelam balik. Betul tak? Kambing, lembu, semua hidup-hidupan juga memerlukan udara. So it's a very, very important topic. So air is the earth atmosphere. Air is the earth atmosphere. What is composition of unpolluted air? Now we are going to see. What we want to learn. What is the composition unpolluted air? Unpolluted, udara yang tidak tercemar ataupun clean air. So see. So the uniform gases. So the clean air contain of nitrogen, 78% of nitrogen, ozone or oxygen 25%, argon only 1%, trace gases dan sebagainya ada a little bit. So variable gases, water vapors contain H2OV and ozone and also CO2. That's a normal. Then belah kanan on the right hand side you can see the portion of uniform gases in the atmosphere, the normal one. Okay, these are the portions so that you can see the clean air. So if the air contain more than other than this, for example, there's a pollution, there's other gases. Other than this, there's the particles, for example, PM10, PM2.5, PM1 nanoparticle whatsoever. So it's already say that it categorized as air pollution. Okay, this is a clean air, right? So primary component of nitrate N2. Although most abundant, it has limited direct role in the atmosphere and life process, and to react with O2 to produce nitrogen oxide, NOx. So N2 is very important variable or gases in the air, and also can when react with the O2, it will produce NOx. Okay. NO2 is a brown toxic gas and a major air pollution. So NO2 is a major air pollutant, especially in urban environment, whereby there's a lot of motor vehicles, a lot of industries. Toxic gases with the NO2 can cause harmful to the human health. So primary component O2, it is vital to almost all living things. Okay, is the precursor of production of ozone and development of ozone layer that absorb high energy ultraviolet. So Allah jadikan ada O2 in the air, but then we need to control, or else it will become a ozone and also harmful, have an effect to the human health. Right. So next, what is HO2? Another primary component in air is vital to almost all living things. Okay, it's the precursor for production of ozone and development of ozone layer that absorb high energy. Okay, so today we has already explained, discuss about the layer ozone. The earth layer, atmosphere layer. We already discussed about the pollution. We already discussed about the what is the distance or the height of the layer like this, for example. So we already discussed about the layer of the atmosphere. We discussed about the activity and also the impact of the temperature, for example, across the altitude. So I hope that with this we already learned what we call this topic about the atmosphere and environment. We learn about the environment and the structure and composition of air pollution or atmosphere. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Right. Bye bye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.